Can someone put some laxatives in Dimitri's water? Seriously, dude is getting on my last nerve. Here are my immediate thoughts on Season 6, Episode 9 of Cobra Kai. Hey everyone, this is Lenny here. So we're just going to get into Season 6, Episode 9 of Cobra Kai. This episode was titled Blood In, Blood Out. And now that my man motherfucking Terry Silver is back in the mix, this show is about to hit the ground running. Last episode of Cobra Kai, we saw the return of motherfucking Terry Silver, played by Thomas Ian Griffin, who evaded the cops. And between him and Kreese escaping, we need to figure out what's going on with the prison system in this show. Anthony LaRusso proved that he is Kenny Payne's number 2 guy, and Chosen and Kim Dae-un got chosen for a little bit of the Kim Dae-un. So just as a reminder, this is a spoiler review and recap. So unless you've already seen Season 6, Episode 9 of Cobra Kai, I suggest you go back, watch that, and come back here because we got some shit to talk about. So we kick off the episode in an underground cage fighting scene where Terry Silver is drinking his troubles away. He's in Bangkok and he's with his lawyer, and we found out that Stingray is still super useless because he's a terrible, credible witness. So obviously because of that, and I'm sure because Silver is like a multi-millionaire, he was able to get off of all of the charges pressed against him. Now Silver asks if he has access to all of his offshore accounts, which he does, and once that's confirmed, he immediately approaches Sensei Wolf, Louis Tan, who is fighting in the cage. The Iron Dragons that Sensei Wolf heads up are the defending Sekai Takai champs, but Sensei Wolf has fallen on some financial hard times. It seems like his dojo is about to be taken away from him, and Terry Silver walks in and says, "Hey, I will pay for all of that for you. I'll get you back into the game. All you need to do is just make life hell for my enemies." And then that's when we get back into the present, and Terry Silver reintroduces Dennis from the Karate Kid Part 3, and that is the long-haired dude with the Cobra Kai tattoo that Daniel fought off when he was kidnapped a couple episodes ago. And Kreese is super pissed when he sees Johnny there, but Kim Dae-un rightfully steps in his way, is like, look, we need to focus on the Sekai Takai tournament. When that's done, worry about Terry Silver all you want. But obviously everyone has to keep their guard up as Johnny says that ponytail prick is back. They all know that Silver is going to find a way to cheat, but just don't know how. And then Dimitri figures that maybe it has to do with Kenny since he showed up the same time Terry Silver did. And this is where I have to say someone needs to kick Dimitri in the fucking balls. Dude was a complete buzzkill the entire episode, and honestly, I would have been okay to see Kenny roundhouse kick him in the face. But we do get a nice twist where the Miyagi-Do senseis use a little bit of mind games before any could be used on them first. The Miyagi-Do senseis steal John Kreese's little blade that he had been carrying with him, and that turns into a confrontation between him and Silver where Kreese just decks Silver in the face. Totally out of nowhere. All of these senseis are petty as fuck. And Johnny is actually surprised that Daniel went along with the scheme. But Daniel surmises that part of your defense is redirecting your opponent's momentum. It looks like that Daniel is learning and growing. Speaking of growth, the Miyagi-Do team is still pretty down in the dumps, but they do sort of realize that this is going to be the last competition that they are ever going to take part in together. And that little bit of nostalgia prompts a reconciliation between Dimitri and Hawk. And after a much needed pep talk from Miguel to Robbie, Robbie decides to rally the troops and get them hyped and prepared for the Sekai Takai tournament's next round in such a way that the senseis themselves didn't need to give them one. Robbie also decides to step up and be a leader and support Kenny, much to the chagrin of Dimitri, who again just needs to be kicked in the fucking balls. We get the inevitable showdown between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. Robbie steps up to the plate because he's the captain, and we're expecting that Quad's going to step up, but instead Tori steps in and is like, hey, you fucked up with Zara. We need to figure this shit out. And we get a real battle of the X's. And again, it seems like just as Robbie was getting his shit together, he's a little bit rattled again. We're seeing all the teams tagging each other in and out. Dimitri is still being a bitch because he doesn't want Kenny to be tagged and he thinks Kenny is going to sabotage the team. But once Kenny does get tagged in, shit does get real. And Kenny is amazing. Dallas Dupree Young as a martial artist is fucking phenomenal. But things do eventually get back to Robbie versus Quad, and this was a great little fight with Robbie scoring the victory with an absolutely insane flying kick that I know Bruce Lee would have been proud of. And that performance advanced Miyagi-Do to the final round of the Sakai tournament. But even though Cobra Kai has been knocked out of the tournament, that doesn't mean things are going to be smooth sailing for Miyagi-Do. Just before the episode ends, Terry Silver gives Daniel an envelope, and it includes the scorecard for the Sakai tournament that Mr. Miyagi competed in, and it clearly states that whoever Mr. Miyagi fought, he killed that motherfucker. And even though Cobra Kai has been knocked out of the tournament and Kreese is reunited with his blade, he declares that things are not over until he says they are. And I have a bad feeling that that blade is going to come into play in the next episode. And this was just another great episode of Cobra Kai that gave us some peak character work and character development and growth, amazing fights, and even more forward momentum towards the end of the season. Will Kreese get his revenge on Terry Silver? Will he kill him? Will Miyagi-Do get their shit together and win the Sakai tournament? What about the Iron Dragons? And honestly, this show is called Cobra Kai, so I am sure the Sakai tournament is not done with them, and they're probably gonna find their way to snake into the tournament. But this is another blockbuster episode for me. Again, I just love the story of these characters. I love the Karate Kid world. I love the Cobra Kai world. So just give me more of this show. I am getting sadder and sadder by the day knowing that this show is approaching its end. But I'm going to take as much Cobra Kai as I can get. So I'm just going to enjoy these last final episodes as they come. Those are my initial thoughts and feelings of Season 6, Episode 9 of Cobra Kai. What did you guys think of the episode? Share your thoughts, leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notifications as well. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.